I hear you back there. I hear you. Goodness gracious, bird. Are you kidding me? I hear you. I hear you. Flipping that grease up on there. Tony Daniels trick from a long time ago. Cook some eggs on the top while they're cooking on the bottom. Damn, the runny's good, boy. Things will be perfect. Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Suffer Alliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. I'm out here at a camp this morning cooking my breakfast. I'm a little sweaty. It's a little hot down here in camp this morning, especially around this fire. But what I want to do for a final on my breakfast is I want to make some bannock, and I want to make it in a bush pot. And I'm going to use a new product we're going to release today that are baking sheets for our 2-quart and 3-quart bush pots. Now, you're probably familiar with the baking racks that we already sell, and they will sit in the bottom of a 2-quart or 3-quart bush pot so that you can use this like a reflector oven or like a baker up next to the fire. And they work really good unless you've got a dough that will fall through this because it's too loose, okay? So it works pretty good for biscuits. It works pretty good for bannock and things like that as well. But we also have a cookie sheet or a baking sheet that we make now that is a little bit better for looser type dough consistencies, okay? And it basically looks like this. It's just a sheet of 304 stainless. It does have a nice lip on it here on the front side with an angle here, and it slides into the bush pot just like this, the same as the other rack does. But because it has that lip on the front of it, it works really well with our pot grabbers because you can just drop that down over the lip, pinch it down, and now you basically have, you know, an oven in the woods that you can pull racks in and out of, pull things out to move them around, pull them out to inspect your food, all those types of things, and they work really, really good for that. And they hold very, very well. So you're not gonna drop this thing or anything like that while you're manipulating food on this rack. So I wanna show you this today. We're gonna go ahead and cook. You see, I've cooked a lot on this already, but we're going to cook some bannock on this morning. And in front of the fire, I'm gonna show you how to manipulate that. And we're gonna use a skillet lid to kind of trap heat with this. I'm gonna show you how to make these makeshift bush pot reflector ovens work really well for you. So stay with me. Okay, so if we can get this bird to be quiet for a minute. I got this grouse that just follows me around everywhere I go down here. And I'm not sure why, but every year it seems to come back. So be it. First thing we want to do is we want a nice coal bed sitting here. And we want to trap some of this heat from above. So what I like to do is I like to just take a skillet lid. This is a 10-inch skillet lid for the carbon steel skillet, 10-inch carbon steel. It's a prototype lid, but it's about the same size as the 10-inch skillet lid. We're gonna put that on top to trap heat from rising up out of the front, okay? And then we're going to manipulate our fire pit a little bit here so that things are kind of sideways in here toward where our bush pot's gonna be sitting, which is right here. Got a spot right here we're gonna lay the handle into. Now we're going to take a little bit of flour from our flour container here. And it's always a good idea just to kind of flour up a baking sheet that you're putting dough onto, just to make sure it doesn't stick to it, okay? We'll set that down for a second, and then we'll get our bannock out that we've got pre-made over here. We have 2 of them right here in a bag. We'll grab one of those dudes out. And the fact that I put some flour in my hands ain't gonna hurt anything with this because this stuff gets sticky after a while. So we're gonna put it on this baking sheet and just kind of pat it out just like this. Make sure we're not sticking to the sheet at all. Rub that stuff around in there good. Flatten it out. Okay. Well, pretty good there. All right, now all we have to do is slide this thing inside our bush pot, just like this. We'll put our bale down so that it sits into the fire pit and kind of supports that thing at an angle. And we got heat trapped from above. If we want to trap even more heat, we can put a little rock right here. And that's going to cook very, very well like that. Evidently, this bird doesn't realize he could be the next one in the oven, but he's been hanging around here for about 4 years. This time of year, he comes around and he never goes away. Hangs out all morning, goes away in the afternoon, comes back the next morning. And then look at that. Perfect egg. Man. Got some bacon, you're winning, boy. For sure. Get this bannock baked, we'll be on it. Now, kind of the great thing about this is we can just pick this dude up, pull our bacon sheet right out, see how we're doing, move it around a little bit, make sure we're hot enough, slide it right back in there and snug it up. All right, generally speaking, this is probably about a 20-minute deal. You can always pull it out of there. See how it's doing? Good. Turn it just a little bit. I usually turn it every 10 minutes, just a little bit, just to make sure it's cooking all the way around even. Gonna be good here in a minute for sure. All right, let's kind of see where we're at here. Pull this dude out. Set it on the ground here in front of us. And generally speaking, if we take a stick and we punch it in there and it comes out dry, we're done. If it comes out a little bit gooey, you're not quite done yet. So this thing might need 5 more minutes. Go ahead and flip it around a little bit and ease it up toward the front. Slide her snugger right up in there. All right, we ought to be in pretty good shape now, I would say. Look at that. I think it's perfect on the inside. Nice and perfect. That's a good piece of bread right there. Cool that down. We'll have some good breakfast this morning. All right, so we got us a nice cup of Kapika here. Still warm. We got some warm bacon here, and we got our bread. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah. Awesome. Perfect piece of bannock right there. There's a bird standing right beside the tripod. Thinks he's gonna get something to eat, but he don't want any of this. That's delicious. Guys, listen, I appreciate you joining me out here this morning in camp for a quick breakfast. And I want to show you those baking sheets that we're going to release today. They work perfect in combination with the pot grabber. And you can get both of those things on our website at selfrelianceoutfitters.com. But these baking sheets will probably be purchasable either in a pair for the 3-quart and 2-quart bush pot, individually, or also with an add-on drop down of the pot grabber as well. I don't think we have enough pot grabbers in stock right now to offer them as a set. We would probably sell out very, very quickly if we did that. So in lieu of doing that, we're just gonna make them an add-on until we run out of pot grabbers. We've got more on the way, but they won't be here for a few weeks yet. So guys, I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for school, for family, and for business. All of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll be back with another video in this series and others as soon as I can, guys. Thanks. This bird is sitting right beside the tripod and will not shut up. I do not understand it. I can reach right over and pick this thing up, and it'll fly it 3 feet away and come right back over here. Or if I want to hold on to it tight, it won't fly away at all. But this thing is crazy trained. I don't even understand it, but 3 or 4 years in a row now, it's come back. Maybe somebody can explain that to me, because it makes no sense. I didn't even know a female quail could live that long in the wild, let alone come back 4 years running.